It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Vikings on Thursday night.
As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening. But all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in after tasting defeat for the first time in about a month as their loss snapped a 4-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 66 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. So possession goes over here on the punt. First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
And I like his honesty because when we sat down with him, I mean, he was the first one to say that was on me last week, a really poor performance. Way too many interceptions, didn't find the end zone throwing the ball, put his defense and his special teams in some real jeopardy, but somehow they won the game. Yeah, what I loved about is when he told us about the defense kind of corralling him in the locker room and said, all right, my man, we're not going to do that again this week, are we?
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. That catch good for only a couple. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
He was out there waving his arms. When you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is because you got to get his attention because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion. And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Powerful running. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
It's a gain of 17.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on, because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On third down, it's Prescott. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Prescott. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Here we go now on 1st and goal. To throw is Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in his opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
It's a keeper with Prescott, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday, that he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Jabril Cox leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now a throw here to his running back. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 10.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. The 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. And when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road games, and I know those are going to be difficult. But this is a good team, so I'm going to go with 11-5. That seems about right, and I think that'd be a nice accomplishment, too.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. 2nd and 10. Looking again that time for Amari Cooper. And that'll bring up second down. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On play action, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 32 yards. From the red zone now, Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings. Robert Tonyan, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Matthew McCrane on for the PAT. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, right? Oh, he tried to pitch it and the ball's loose.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Out of his end zone, Prescott. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you can easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line. You know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defense.
Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Cowboys.
Ain't doing nothing.
20, 10. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. So that's about as fortuitous of a bounce as you're going to find as it's scooped up and taken in for the touchdown.
And I love how you use the word fortuitous there because as that popped up, he just happened to be in the right place, grabbed it, and found his way into the end zone.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You definitely won't like to hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
On 3rd down, they run with Madison. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Prescott. And that'll be incomplete.
That open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Here's Jack Fox now as he's on to punt for Dallas. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. A 46-yard punt, 40-yard return.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Play fake. Cousins. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. This goes out wide from Madison. A second pin has fallen. And he's going to have a first down here as they're also into field goal range at the 28.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Again, it's Cousins. And this is caught at the 8. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. Now Cousins. And it's caught. Touchdown. Robert Tonyan as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Extra point by McCrane, up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Now Pollard. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. Rolling to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. In the early window, we'll have our eye on that game in Jacksonville. The Jaguars going to need to be on their A game as they get set to take on the visiting New York Giants. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Green Bay Packers. And finally, a good one scheduled for Monday Night Football between the Washington football team and the Cleveland Browns. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Now Pollard. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. He's got his man, it's Gallup. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
He tackled by Cameron
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game. Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Here's Madison running on first down, and he'll get this down only to about the 46. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaking up down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Still 9 remaining on second down. They go play action. Cousins. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. Touchdown, Vikings! Tyler Conklin, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by McCrane, up and good. And it will tie our game here in the 3rd. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Now Pollard. And able to get this out to the 25.
Come on now, let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the 3rd quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
Here's Elliott. Shedding the tackle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The 71 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Prescott. Forced out to his left. He finds his target, Ebron. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Elliott running right, runs over it, and able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
Elliott going to get it again on second down. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Eric Ebron, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have broken the tie.
Brandon, would you say they went from agony to elation in just a few quick seconds on that play?
Probably thought they were about to give it up in the red zone and then touchdown.
Yeah, there is absolutely no way that they drew it up and said this is the way it's supposed to be done. It just happened.
But the end will justify the means. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They're going to run this with a tight end. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. And that time, the tackle by Malik Hooker.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
That is caught by Thielen. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Now Pollard. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. 92 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Play action now. Prescott. They'll roll him out right. And he wisely will throw that one away. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And this is going to be a Cowboys 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 41-yard line.
2
On second down, Elliott. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
They go to Elliott again. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. Steps away to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game-tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of the time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, boy, this sets up for a huge call now on 4th down because you can try the long field goal, you could go for it, or you could punt and play for overtime. I am so glad, partner, that I don't have to make those kind of decisions. Let's see what they decide.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Prescott escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Let's go. How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Flushed out right. That one complete to Elliott. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Here's Prescott. Dancing to his left. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. His first attempt of the night here, and it's a big one. It's for the win. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
It's a squibber picked up around the 27. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Dallas, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.